This is about embracing biodiversity and also how to get a healthy planet. What was the journey? What we do in our childhood remains with us till we go to our graves or to the crematorium, wherever we go to. It remains with you. The lessons of my childhood have remained with me, and I am very grateful for that. I grew up in a time when there was very little electronics or literally no electronics available. So the only way you could entertain yourself was to go out in the open and look for things that were not yet taught to you. In those days, you were not taught about insects, you were not taught about the birds, you weren't taught about the microflora, fauna, whatever it is. You had to go out and do it. So the place where I was born, or where I spent my early childhood, was full of mangroves, creeks, and a lot of water bodies there. So what I used to do is to go out in my spare time, and the spare time, interestingly, would be when my parents would be having a siesta in the afternoon, to sneak out and go and do these things, because anything besides studies was a strictly no-no. You are supposed to be with your books 24/7. You are not allowed any entertainment. If you are awake, you have to have your book in your hand. So you used to sneak out, you have a couple of hours, 2 hours, the playtime, if it was allotted, even that would be spent doing these things. Go into the forest areas, go into the mangroves, look for butterflies, look for dragonflies, and fishes, turtles, frogs. I've handled everything as a child. Today, I don't see much of it today in the creeks, and hardly anything is left. That journey is a different story. Early introduction to biodiversity would be to look at these things. Do you know that dragonflies eat mosquitoes? They consume mosquitoes. So when you see dragonflies, it means that there is fresh water there, and it is a help. It's a help to you. It's getting rid of a pest in the environment for you. So we need to understand that. And of course, the butterflies, there's no greater job or time-consuming task than to catch a butterfly. When you say catch a butterfly, I wouldn't recommend it today. The world has changed. There are lesser butterflies, so don't try and catch them. But in those days, there were plenty, and you had to spend hours trying to catch one. And you wouldn't rest till you caught one. So it was very interesting to catch different butterflies and show it to your friends. Have you seen this one? Have you seen this one? So it used to be like a competition, and we understood different kinds of butterflies. And of course, fishing. Fishing, you must have seen on your in your curriculum or in your videos. But this is the best type of fishing. Try it sometime. It takes a lot of effort. These are very slippery customers. You can hardly get your hands on them. And you should be lucky to really get a fish. Sometimes you end up catching a snake also. It has happened to me also. So those things were very scary, but they were all part of my growing up. When a journey of my life began, once I finished my schooling, went to college, then I found a job, worked for some time. Then I decided that I wanted to be rich. So I went into business. I did a lot of industrial activity. And then I decided that my calling wasn't here. I heard the prayer just now, which said, listen to your inner voice. And I heard my inner voice, and I said, okay, this is when I need to do something. Because by the time I grew up and I was of working age, I saw that everything that I loved and appreciated as a child had vanished. And I took a lot of time for me to let that sink into me, and it remained with me. The heaviness remained in me, and I tried my best to try and get those things back. I went to many people, said, please help us, please help me, please let me get this thing back. This lake is being destroyed, this water body is getting destroyed, these trees are being cut. And more often than that, I wouldn't get much beyond empty assurances. So eventually a time came when I said that why should I run around with asking for help? At least I can do what I can. At least I go with the satisfaction that I tried. I may win, I may not win, but I have tried. I am answerable to myself, and that's what's important. There are many battles we have fought. In fact, we are the NGO which has fought the most number of battles in the entire country to protect the environment. We have 31 cases against the government and various people who have tried to destroy the environment. We've done a lot of litigation, but that is not only our work. We do a lot of conservation on the ground as well. So, one of the most famous battles of conservation, which is historical is the Sevare battle. You all lived in Mumbai, you pick up and type the word Save Are on your Google text box, search box, you'll find that you get more than 1,000 results. That's because it's historical, because everyone in this city, every section of people in this city, including the students and the children and the mothers and the homemakers and the professionals, everyone stood shoulder to shoulder fighting for the forests of this city. This city is under pressure at every moment. You cannot get away land for any cause from the city apart from the builders who managed to get everything they want. But we pushed hard as one force and we did this. We were part of the battle. The battle was fought by the citizens. But we were an integral part of that battle. And what did we fight for? We fight for this. This city has 830 acres of forest because of our battle. 830 acres in a city like Mumbai. You cannot put the value, real estate value on paper. There is nobody in this room or in this city who can write a value to that. 830 acres of forest is what this battle achieved for the city. And this is a view of the place we fought for. This entire forest that you see here, this is your heritage. Your children, you and the future generations will be enjoying it. You'll be having the pleasure of it. It's the only place in the city where you can go on a picnic. You can take your own food and go and enjoy there. So that's the beauty of RA. Now, why RA? Because it is connected with biodiversity. When you talk of biodiversity, there are two approaches. One is understanding what it is. It is about the inventory of the life forms. Whatever exists in that area will form that, whatever life form exists is the biodiversity. But does it exist in isolation? You can capture 100 tigers and put them in a cage somewhere. But that is not conservation. You will have to manage the entire ecosystem. So we are talking of an ecosystem approach here. When you talk of ecosystem, there will be living and non-living things there. So combined together, you have an ecosystem. So we need to conserve the habitat. That's the mission. The mission is to conserve habitats. We try and tell people about the relation between forests and rivers. People don't understand this. Rivers don't exist in isolation. Forests are needed. If you want your rivers to flow, you will have to protect your forests. In the rainy season, in the monsoon, the river gives the water to the forest. In the lean season, the forest gives the river the water it needs. So it's a give and take relation. It's a beautiful relation. We don't understand nature, yet we set about destroying it. If you see the leaves that fall around or fall on the below the tree, we see people sweeping and setting fire to it. No. Those leaves are shed by the tree so that the base remains cool and it can conserve moisture. But we don't understand it. We continue on our mission to see everything clean. Clean and pretty in our eyes doesn't mean healthy. Now, if you see the role of wetlands, it's another area we are fighting for. Wetlands are important because they are your promise of potable water for a lifetime. Third, what is the role of the wildlife? Wildlife are ecological indicators. They tell you what is the health of the ecosystem. Let us take one example. If you see this is a ecosystem of the wetlands and you see the different benefits from it. Carbon sequestration, providing water, providing habitat, all of it. But then how do you understand it? How do you understand it? If you look at the next slide, you'll see that there is a tiger there. Where is that tiger? It's in the mangroves. This tiger is living in the muck. It's living in the marsh. How come? How is that happening? Humans and mammals on land cannot tolerate salt water. How does this mammal survive there? If you drink salt water for 2 days, your kidneys will give up. You will go up straight to the Creator. So how do not just the tiger, there's a whole lot of wildlife there. That's because these mangroves are desalinators. They remove the salt from the water. So they give the animals fresh water to drink or potable water, water with less salt. So this is an indicator that the water there is of potable quality. Now, in every Republic Day parade, every Independence Day, we hear the song when the armed forces, the forces in uniform march, Sare Jahan se Acha, Hindustan Hamara. And it gives us goosebumps many times. But why? Every country has its own patriots. Every citizen of every country would say his country is the best. But do you know why Sare Jahan se Acha, Hindustan Hamara? Think about it. Let's see, what does India have? India has the Himalayas, which are the snow mountains. You have the forests of the Western Ghats. You have rainforests, tropical rainforests. You have deserts. You have salt marshes. You have among the top 10 beaches in the world. The beach which I am talking about is the Radhanagari beach, the Havelock beach. You have estuaries, rivers. We have 6 marine sanctuaries, underwater sanctuaries. People spend lakhs of rupees to go to Maldives and look at the corals there. You don't have to go beyond the shores of India. It has everything. You look at, do you know there are volcanoes? We have a volcano in our territory. The Barren Island in Andamans. It's an active volcano. You have, God created us in a manner which did not ask us to go to school or wear these clothes. We were aborigines at once upon a time. So those aborigines, the way God created them, still exist today in Andamans. There are many tribes which have no human contact. They have nothing to do with the modern world. They live the way God created them. So we, as a country, we should understand that 2 of the world's most hot biodiversity hotspots exist in our country. Secondly, we are the 10th most biodiverse country in the world. We have 400 perennial rivers. You are time and again told that you were invaded because India was very rich. It had a lot of gold, lot of diamonds, everything. That's why we were invaded. No, gold, diamonds don't matter. It doesn't matter. What you need is water. This country was repeatedly invaded again and again by so many people. The Greeks, the Afghans, the Portuguese, the British, the Mughals. Why? And they came here and they settled here because we had water. We still have water. So remember, India is a land of rivers. We have thousands of rivers, but 400 perennial rivers which are flowing with fresh water. We call ourselves intelligent. We are the intelligent species on this planet. If you look at the scientific definition, yes, we are the most intelligent species. But what are we doing here? If you see, this is what we do to our own survival ecosystems, what are needed for our survival. This is the second most intelligent one, isn't it? When you talk of brain size compared to the body size, the apes are the next in line. So what did we do and what are the apes doing? Okay, the apes, I believe you must have seen that image of the orangutan trying to save its tree. Have you seen it? When the bulldozers moved in, the orangutan was fighting with the bulldozer, telling, go away from my home. It had the intelligence to do that. But we didn't have the intelligence to let it live or leave it alone. We need to ask ourselves, what are we doing? Now, it's not just the land, but look at what we have done to the sea also. Today you go to any underwater sighting areas along the coast of India, you will find plastic everywhere. And unfortunately, this plastic is killing the marine life. There is no running away. You have to ban plastic. Don't buy the slogan, reduce, recycle, reuse. No, there is only one R, which is refuse. Refuse. Refuse to use plastic, then this planet will survive. All other things, all other slogans are meant only to keep the industry going. Whether industry should survive or whether this planet should survive is what we need to ask. Okay, now this is the most important thing. You have to ask yourself one question. Why are you born here? Why were you born here? Why are you born as a human being? All of us, somewhere, whether we agree or no, we believe God exists. We may deny it, but God exists maybe. Or to the atheist also, but there should be reasoning, there's a logic, there's a question being asked. Why are you born here? That's what I'm asking all of you today. Why are you born here? What is the purpose of your existence? What is your responsibility as a human being? If you ask me, there is only one reason why you were born on this planet. There is only one reason. God has sent you, or your creator has sent you here to take care of this planet. I don't like religion one bit. But if there is a reference to something good in a religious book, I will quote it. The book of Genesis, in the Bible says, God created Eden and put man in charge of it. It's very prophetic. God created Eden and put man in charge of it. Where is that Eden? It's not somewhere up there. It's right here. You were sent here to take care of the planet. You're the only species who can look after everything on this planet. You decide who lives, who dies. But do we do that? If you ask me what is climate change and all, I'll give you the scientific reasons, but to me, the simple reason is that what is happening today on the earth is a system restore. When you look at your own operating systems, when there's a virus in it, your computer gives you an option, shall we do a system restore? And the earth is trying to restore itself. And we are the virus on this operating system here. We are continuously disrupting and the earth is trying to rectify itself. And that this battle will continue. Do you want a world where only humans, wherever you look, only human beings everywhere? We share our planet with so many wildlife forms, so many beautiful animals, so many beautiful birds, so many beautiful butterflies, so many beautiful insects. Now, everyone can be a conservationist. It's not one person's job. Everyone has to do it. It's your planet, it's my planet, it's our planet. So are you, these young minds here, willing to be the face of conservation tomorrow? Today, the biggest burden we carry, people like me who carry this burden, is that nobody from the younger generation stands up now. We spoke about Greta Thunberg. Where is the Indian voice? Greta Thunberg comes from a country which does not have the biodiversity of India. Where are the Indian ambassadors? Where are the youngsters who will speak for it? You may go miles ahead in your careers, you may live abroad, you may have a lot of material wealth, but will you be an ambassador for the conservation, cause of conservation? That is the question I'm asking all of you. Mahatma Gandhi said that there is a lot of place for the earth, in the earth for man's needs, but not for his greed. But remember this, whatever you do it, you have to do it. It may look insignificant, but you must do it. Thank you for having me here. And may God bless all of you, and may you have the best of life in conservation ahead. Thank you.